There are three main aspects for any retailer. The first and the foremost is inventory. In order to cater to the customers and their demand, you have to have certain level of inventory. Hence, our inventory management tool. In order to plan for the next day or the following week or month, you will have to forecast for the demand for that particular level. Let's keep it very simple for our use case. We will stick to daily level of forecast and the daily level inventory management. We will forecast for the next day. Sales forecasting has multiple different applications. We are just sticking to our inventory management and forecasting for the next day. All right, so that we know how much to keep in our inventory. We forecast and we got to know this, let's say X is the demand for next day, and we were left with Y for this day. We are now supposed to manage this X and Y in a manner that our cost of inventory is also not high. Yes, cost of holding inventory is also incurring cost, and we are also being billed for. We are not going to touch base on that because it's a long topic. So it's not uh, this number. It would be lesser than this. Okay. Now, optimizing for this number also falls under inventory management. What is this dynamic pricing module now? This is a module which is very near and dear to any FMCG or CPG player as well as any retailer. Why? So, I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say I, as a retailer, am selling a moisturizer at $100. Okay, too expensive, I know, just for the sake of example, $100. And the same moisturizer is being sold by the mart uh, uh, just near to me in the proximity at $98. Would you prefer me or the other one? The other one, right? Now, if I were to attract you as a customer, I would at least keep it at 98, or maybe I'll take it one notch down at 96, right? This is where dynamic pricing module kicks in, and it is not just limited to competitor pricing. It is also related to the cost of that good that at which I have purchased. So if I have purchased that good at 99 only, the moisturizer at $99, how can I sell it at 98 or 96 unless it is a loss leading product? That's a different case altogether now. Um, so it depends on multiple different factors. Okay. For our use case, we are keeping it simple, but in the modules that will follow this one, I will talk at length about pricing module and sales forecasting. And they are very important when it comes to learning about retailers and FMCG products or companies. Okay. For this example, I am keeping it very simple and sticking to agentic AI. Okay. And within agentic AI as well, we are just starting off with agentic AI. As we move along, we will try to make our module better and better. Now, if all these three modules are being controlled by another engine, which we call as orchestrator in our case, then we are moving towards autonomy, right? And if they are being controlled, then there has to be certain level of feedback which goes in that orchestrator where it is able to make decisions. I'll explain it. Let's say the inventory which was given is not in the right manner. So inventory again has to be enough that it caters to the demand, and yet the cost of keeping that inventory is not too high. and we are actually missing out on either of the two or both of the scenarios. Then our feedback goes in the system from the orchestrator that I have to run these three modules again. Now, if I have to run these modules again, some extra data has to be taken in, or some of that data has to be foregone. And the data processing has to be done again in order to change the setup, right? Or maybe control for certain variables or change the hyperparameters. This is all done by orchestrator through a feedback loop, right? And if in the next scenario as well, it is not able to attain an optimal level of inventory or sales forecast, it there could be other reason like the sales forecast that we are getting has a accuracy of mere 50%. Okay, so there is an error of 50%. It will go back again and try to increase the accuracy or decrease the error. This way, the loop goes and on and on and on until the orchestrator is satisfied with the numbers it has produced. So it is able to now uh, change the change the scenario, take the decisions by itself, and then finally produce a number which it gives to the human. For now, to a human, because humans or a team of human beings are generally in charge of taking all these decisions. Even if it comes from different multiple scripts currently, yet the final nod has to be given by the team or the human being which is in charge. Going forward, you can change it. The company, if requires, can change this and can enable the orchestrator to take the decisions itself and show the pricing at that number and tell the store to keep a certain level of inventory. That's on the company and you, how you want to set up, right? And if the human gives a node, then there is action and execution. This is how this happens. I'll walk you through the theory as well, and I'll share all the slides and the data and all the scripts in the drive, and the link will be shared in the description. You can read them again if need be. There's a data ingestion layer which actually keeps all the relevant data sources and collects the data as well if need be. It has to be connected to an API in order to collect the data, right? Now there is a data processing and a feature engineering layer as well. This has to be a layer which is flexible enough to play around with the numbers. For example, if for outlier treatment, I have done IQR. It could also work with the uh, other numbers where it is imputing at mean level or mode level. Things like all these. Then the three modules that we have talked about. Then there is an autonomous decision engine and there is a reinforcement layer which actually rewards or penalizes depends on the action the orchestrator is taken and hence it is taking and hence it mitigates the risk. All right. And it also increases the performance and efficiency of the orchestrator. And with time, as the loop, as the numbers keep on updating as per the feedback is being given from the reinforcement layer, this makes the system very much resilient and efficient. Now there is an action and execution layer as well, which obviously is connected to human beings and the final say is with the team only. And the most important one here is the monitoring and feedback loop, which runs the module over and over so that the things are happening in a manner that the thing that they are accepted finally, right? I'll take a break here and we will now start with our own example and the architecture is also different. It's on the system now. We do not have an orchestrator. We just have a reinforcement layer and a feedback loop.